food is an information system. When you put food into your body, it sends different signals everywhere. And you want to send the best signals, you want to send the best information. So
getting in shape can be scary. So many questions, so many things to learn. But that's where we come in. The Fitness Fundamental Podcast. The only podcast here to take the fear out of fitness. With your host, Dom Jackson. What's up, fitness freaks? It's Dom Jackson. You're tuned into the Fitness Fundamental Podcast. The only podcast here to take the fear out of fitness. I'm here with today's guest, Cheri, a registered dietitian. And I'll actually let her explain the rest of herself. Cheri, how you feeling today?
I'm great. This has been so much fun getting ready to do the podcast. That was the best part.
Yeah, it's been a blast, guys.
And now I'm looking forward to the questions.
So, Cheri, well, today's actually our first day meeting.
It is.
And
it's our first official date.
Yes, we're having a great time, guys. Great time. So, Cheri, tell me about you. Give me your backstory of career and dietitian type things.
So I actually had no idea what I wanted to do. When I got out of high school, followed my big sister to fashion school in New York City, realized that was cool for her, not for me, and started thinking about what I wanted to do. My mom and my sister and I came together, and we were in the living room, and they were kind of making fun of me because I had stacks of health magazines. Self, fitness, women's health, who knows what they were called back then. And they said, why don't you do something like this? So who knew that was a real thing? I started out at the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College, which is a culinary school.
Nice.
And tried my feet in that for a little bit, and then realized that I had a bigger passion, which was more or less bringing education to people. So instead of becoming a teacher, which would have been an easier route, I decided to teach nutrition to people. So I went back to school for that, and I became a registered dietitian. And that also comes with the title of nutritionist. But as you probably know, in the fitness world, you can become a nutritionist with just a certification. But a registered dietitian nutritionist, I went to 5 years of school and took a very long exam.
Oof. And it sounded fun.
Yeah, it was all worth it in the end.
That's it.
So lots of school, lots of practice. And let's see, I'm also board certified. I'm board certified in obesity and weight management of adolescents and adults.
Nice.
So that's additional certification that I got. I'm also board certified in functional and integrative medicine, which is using food as, let food be thy medicine. So taking a different approach to chronic illness and using food to kind of well oneself. So I kind of balance between helping people manage their weight, and whether it be too far low, too far high, too far in the middle, who knows, everybody defines it different ways. And then treating any type of illness that we're battling, whether it's eczema or diabetes.
Wow, so food heals all.
Everything. Food is everything.
And where did you go to school at?
So I went for my bachelor's education. I did at Meredith College, which is down in North Carolina.
Okay.
It's an affiliate of Duke University. I don't know if they call themselves an affiliate, but it was an all-women's school back in the day. And they're right on the Duke campus, like right next door. And I loved it down there. I got a wonderful education, and I got to do my internship down there. And I've been flourishing ever since. I came back up to Jersey for work, and I've been in a lot of different facilities. I've done managing a bariatric surgery center with anyone who's pursuing bariatric surgery, and just recently I opened up private practice.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now, as far as what are some the common questions people come to get help with from you?
Most of my conversations now are based in people say, I know. Let me ask if people say this to you. I know what I'm supposed to do. I just don't do it.
Oh my God. You're preaching to the choir, sister.
So I think that sentence or that comment goes for a lot of different modalities, but for sure it's true in nutrition. And people come in and they say, I know what to do, I just don't know, I'm just not doing it. But the truth is that nutrition and what to eat has changed so much just since my schooling that even if you knew what to do last week, you don't know what to do now. Because it's so changing. So one of the things I really get people to is getting out of this idea of it's all or nothing. You're either 100% following a diet,
oh my God,
or you're out and you're eating anything you want.
You just keep talking my language.
And I'm talking everyone's language because the truth is that if they're listening and laughing right now, it's because they've said it. I know I've said it. I know my husband said it to me. I know my girlfriends. But without having a navigator to work help you navigate through the wilderness of what to choose to eat. It gets hard. Are eggs healthy? Are they not healthy? Should you use Splenda? Should you not use Splenda? Should everything be sugar-free? It's a wilderness. So right now I'm trying to teach people, it's not all or nothing. It's be real, right? Food is an information system. When you put food into your body, it sends different signals everywhere. And you want to send the best signals, you want to send the best information. So not that everyone wants to eat a salad every day, but we talk about the fact that the food that's going into, when you choose really good foods like beets and arugula and pine nuts and toss it in some great balsamic vinegar with fantastic coconut oil. You get crazy coming up with these concoctions.
Yeah.
That's good signals you're sending to your brain saying, I'm gonna have good energy now, and I'm gonna move forward with this project that I've been delayed on because I'm not feeling up to it. So we work on that type of a thing a lot, how to send the right signals through food.
Now, what are some of the the top things you recommend people eating? Is it the arugula? Is it the salad? Like, if I want to eat healthy, what do I eat? That's a question I get a lot.
That's a great question. So my answer to that is real food, real results.
Yes.
So there's not a better vegetable than another vegetable. They're all good. They all have different properties and they all do different things. So you should eat all of them. Not every day, but a mixture of them. All fruits are good. They all do different things. Should you eat 9 bananas a day? Probably not. Could you have one? Sure, go for it.
I've had 9 some days, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I had 9 sometimes. Now, what about meal frequency? What would your thoughts on that?
That's a great question. There's a million different magazine articles and such that say you gotta eat breakfast, you have to eat breakfast. And the truth is that a lot of people don't eat breakfast to get the day going. There's not enough evidence to support that. And how frequently we eat depends on what we're doing. So someone like you who's burning calories just by walking around with the muscle mass that you have.
Stop it.
Go on. It's different. Whereas someone who's sitting at a desk job and they're not really active enough yet, they don't need that same frequency of eating pattern. So it is individualized. There isn't a one size fits all. It's something that I say all the time. You can't follow what your sister's following. You can't do what your brother's doing. You can't do what your husband's doing. It doesn't work the same. Everybody's in a different environment and a different set of circumstances. So I wish I had a more blanket statement answer for that one.
But I mean, that's some things to be reinforced, guys. Like, do what works for you, and it's trial and error. Really, it's trial and error.
Absolutely.
Now, as far as what you do with your actual clients, when you said specialize in obesity, what are some steps you have people take that are just as far on the other side of the spectrum as they can go? What are their first couple steps? What are their first couple steps like?
So one of the first things I do is get the artificial stuff out of people's diets. Our body doesn't know what to do with those, and it's really creating a bunch of inflammation in the body that the body has to work on fighting inflammation rather than working on getting healthy. So we go through the day. I call myself a food detective. I go through drink by drink, food by food, additive by additive, until I find all of the chemicals, the preservatives, the junk that's lying around that people don't even know. And we start pulling away, and instead of deleting it, where people are they live in a state of deprivation when they feel like they're dieting, we swap. There's a million, we swap. There's a million other options you can choose. You just don't know which one. So we talk about what we can swap out for something better. And by better, it doesn't mean that you made a poor choice. It just means that you needed to make a better one for your health, for your long-term health. So we start there, because that takes a while. And sometimes you don't even know where that stuff's hiding. That's the scary part.
Really check the food, guys. You got to find out where the bad ones are.
Agreed.
That's amazing.
Yes. Second step is usually creating the environment for wellness. So if you are, quote unquote, again, dieting, and you've got a couple shelves in your refrigerator that are healthy for you, but the rest of the family is still eating Doritos, and there's cookies everywhere, and coconut shrimp in the freezer, and who knows what, then that's not really a good environment for wellness, because you're going to feel deprived and like you're an outcast. And we're also not preaching or telling our families that it's as important for them as it is for you. So we set up the environment for wellness, and we talk about where can we make an an easy conversation with the people whom you love and whom are supporting you in this, so that it's not that you're doing something and they're doing something else. So we change that a lot for one of the second steps. Have you heard that before, where somebody's just exercising but everyone else is like couch potato?
I know all about that. That's its own conversation. That's its own podcast later. Now, as far as what are some of the no-nos that you tell people not to avoid at all, almost all costs, within reason, like no-nos.
Absolutely no-nos. That's tricky. I am extremely a person that teaches to be real. So you gotta eat cake? Absolutely. Random story. We ate cake last night. No one's birthday. Or Trader Joe's yesterday shopping with family. Great place to go, by the way. And
my pay us.
Yes, not sponsored yet. And my 5-year-old says, we should celebrate tonight. No good reason, but it's fine. 5-year-old decides we're celebrating. She picks out a teeny tiny little cake. We bring it home, because who could say no to that face? And the guy at the checkout counter says, oh, it's your birthday? She goes, no, it's cake day. I said, yes, it is. It's cake day.
Oh my God, I love it.
And we did. We each had a little piece of cake last night for no good reason, Tom. So, no, there has to be some realness. We're going to have cake again tonight? Definitely not. But there has to be some flexibility in life, because then we're also not enjoying the fun of spontaneity and being silly. But certain no-no foods would be ones that actually harm the body. So, is soda good for us? Absolutely not. There's not one nutrient in soda that's going to love you back, that's going to give you anything back. There's some other things. Artificial sweeteners, that's a chemical that your body has to break down. In no uncertain terms do we need that in our bodies. We weren't designed to break those foods down. But things like wheat, does it make you feel good? Not really. Usually go into a carb coma and you're half asleep on the couch afterwards, but it's not a no-no food. It's a not frequently food, but not a no-no food. So I feel like right now what I'm teaching is to find a nice balance in how we eat.
Now, as far as the spectrum, obviously, finding the right balance. As far as the spectrum, do you have any of the popular diets that are out now? Are you against them, for them? What are your thoughts on them?
Diets are short term.
Yeah.
So they all have a lifespan.
I hope you're listening, guys. I hope you're listening.
They all, I can't actually say they all work, but some of them work for certain people for a certain period of time. But eventually, everybody wants to come off of a diet. In my world, the way I look at a diet is it's a circle, it's a cycle, it's a pattern. So you decide on a Monday you're gonna diet. Sunday night you binge, you're like, I'm gonna eat whatever I want, because tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., I'm starting my diet. And then you diet and you follow it for, give or take, 7 to 10 days most likely. And then and we're in a state of deprivation, right? Any diet that you follow, whether it's Atkins, keto, paleo, cabbage soup diet, I don't even know what people are doing now, juicing.
Everything.
Right. You're depriving your body. Then all of a sudden something happens, right? People are going out, it's a birthday, it's a gathering, it's something, and then there's a binge event. So you're like, I'm just going to give it up for tonight. So we drink whatever we want, we eat whatever we want, and now our body's been starving for so long from being deprived that you eat everything in sight.
Everything.
For a couple of days to make up for it, because now we're all or nothing mentality. So we're just going to go down this rabbit hole. And then we start Google searching a new diet. And then we start a new one on the couple Mondays after that. So I don't love any of them, because it's not a way to live. If you're constantly waiting to follow another diet, you're not really enjoying a balance of life and food.
If you guys see how much I'm shaking my head right now, you wouldn't even believe it. Like, the cycle has to stop, guys.
It really does. It's a self-sabotage cycle. And there's a way for food and you to exist peacefully together in the same place and to find your ultimate health. And that's what people want. Nobody wants a diet like this. They just want to feel confident, comfortable, and at peace with food. And that can come. It just doesn't have to be prepackaged into a diet plan that you have to purchase.
Yes. Now, along with obviously having balance in relationship with food, what are some of the thought processes that people go through that are trying to lose weight? What are some of the frameworks you give them to think about things?
So one of the first things I do is explain the way I look at food. I look at food as an ultimate form of self-love and self-respect.
Amazing.
I love that you're excited about this too, Don, because as your show is titled Fitness Fundamentals, one of the fundamentals is putting your mind, body, spirit into a balance so that you all exist there together to your common goal.
Yes.
So if we believe that food is a form of self-respect and what we put in our body is how we feel about our body, we are how we move, we are what we eat, it's getting people into that thought process and talking them through what that looks like. Like why choosing, example, to eat breakfast in the morning is more of a form of self-love and self-respect than it is of it being a rule. So when you get up in the morning, you've now been fasting for 10, 12 hours, and you're about to run out the door, get to work, take your kids here or there, run a million errands, maybe help a loved one, and you're going to do that on Dunkin' Donuts coffee with sugar-free hazelnut creamer and a splash of an extra shot or something like that, and then run on that for 6 hours on empty, not necessarily that self-love and self-respect thought process that we're going for. Because how do you expect your body to give you what you want out of it when you didn't really give it anything? So that's one of the thought processes that we go through.
Damn, that just froze me up. That was beautiful.
It's deep. It's the afternoon, so I'll lighten it up a little bit.
No, that was good. That was good, guys. Give me a second. I teared up a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, as far as training wise, how do you have people fuel for exercise?
Great question. So I am now telling you something that you're schooled in. However, what I believe is true is that there's different ways of fueling for different exercise. So if right now your exercise that you can do is walking for 30 minutes every day, that's amazing. Honestly, I'm there myself. But you don't really need to fuel for that, right? Like your typical intake will fuel you for that walking. But going to 30 minutes of personal trainer where you're getting the real workout, and that's strength training and flexibility and agility and all of those things, you're going to need a little bit of more fuel for something like that than just a walk. So depending on and then go to 45 minutes or 60 minutes, of course, it amps up. So depending on what your exercise is definitely the difference between how to fuel or not to fuel. But, we don't need a lot before we go into an activity because it'll sit heavy. So something nice and light that a lot of people will do right before exercise is perhaps half of an apple, half of a banana with a little bit of almond butter or cashew butter. And I say that specifically because a lot of people choose peanut butter. And there is nothing wrong with peanut butter. Peanut company, if you're listening, like I'm on board. However, we do know that peanuts are an allergen. And even though you may not have a specific allergy to it, our body does have a slight inflammatory response to peanuts. So instead of putting your body in that inflamed state before we exercise, we want our body to be fueled and kind of at rest, at a calm place before we exercise. So choosing like almond butter or cashew butter or hazelnut butter, something like that would be a little bit better of an option with like a very small serving of fruit. It doesn't need to be like a massive.
Not 9 bananas.
Not 9 bananas. And then, there's the whole bandwagon now of getting a protein shake after you work out and, flip that label over. What's in that protein shake? If that label, the ingredient label, is as long as the shake itself, how is that fueling our body, repairing our tissue? We just ripped our muscles apart. We want to rebuild them back together bigger and stronger, but we can't do that on a bunch of chemicals.
Mm-hmm. A bunch of chemicals and unnecessary sugars. If it tastes too good, guys, it's probably not the best shake. Exactly.
Cookies and cream, not necessarily the recipe that we're looking for after we exercise. Something super simple, a sprouted grain slice of bread after exercise with, maybe you want to make a little egg salad or chicken salad or tuna salad or, a light protein with a nice hearty grain, nothing that's refined. It's perfect. It doesn't need to be prepackaged and, just sold to you because it says muscle on it.
Muscle and, what else they put on there? Like protein packed or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's actually higher in carbs than anything else.
It's true.
They try to get people so badly. That's why we're here, guys. To keep you guys in the light. Now,
okay.
You first.
Oh, I was just going to say, the marketing is, if you feel as though something is speaking to you, they paid $1 million for it to speak to you. So you got to remember that about food companies. They are paying a lot of money to figure out how you, whether you be 35 and just trying to work out and, a female, and they packaged it one way for you, and whether you're 55 and a male and already working out hard at the gym, they packaged it just for you. So I would steer clear of those because they spend a lot of money to get into your psyche, not to make it a well-performing food source for you.
That's right. More money is spent on selling it than making it.
Exactly.
100% the case. Now, Cheri, as far as contacting you for more information, where can they go?
Oh my God, thank you. So my business is mostly virtual. So you can see me on your phone, you can see me on a laptop or on a computer, and you can call me, you can email, you can go to the website. So my website is icherishyourhealth.com because my business name is Cherish Health, which is not coincidental that my name is spelled Cheri and Cherish has that in there.
Can you spell Cherish Health? It's just so they have someone help for them.
So Cherish Health is Cherish, and then Health Health. And again, it's www.icherishyourhealth.com. And my phone number is on there, my email. There's a subscriber list. I love talking with everyone about where they are and what their goals are. So you're more than welcome to reach out via email, text, or call and figure out, how I can help you in the next steps if that's something you're interested in.
Thank you. That is great. Now, Cheri, another thing that we do on this podcast is that we let you ask questions to the audience. So something that's on your mind, it could be something health related, it could be your favorite team, just like get a feel for the people listening to this information that you want to know. So what was your question today for the people listening?
Oh, this is fun. Okay, so what I want to know from anyone who's listening is where are they going right now to get health information? So where are you visiting, whether it be a website or what books at Barnes & Noble? Where are you going to get your information that you feel is relevant and accurate so that I know where my people or my future people are getting their information from?
That's a great question. Well, guys, thanks so much for listening. Tune into the Fitness Fundamental Podcast. Cheri, thank you so much for coming or recording. Either way. Anyway, guys, keep listening. More podcasts coming soon, and take care.